February is Black History Month, which means every year we remember the African Americans who have made history and made America what it is today, often with little recognition. So we wanted to begin our show by giving some credit where credit is due.
February wasn't just randomly chosen for Black History Month. Back when it was Black History Week, the second week in February was chosen to coincide with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass.
Muhammad Ali, the self-proclaimed greatest boxer of all time, was originally named after his father, who was named after the 19th century abolitionist and politician Cassius Marcellus Clay. Among Ali's most famous quotes, "It isn't the mountain ahead to climb that wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe."
The hairbrush, lawnmower, cell phone, air conditioner, and refrigerator were all fruits of African American inventors.
At age 42, Satchel Paige became the oldest rookie to play Major League Baseball and continued to play until he was 47. Happy Thursday, Barstow. I'll be right back.
This year of COVID has been crazy for me. We were sent home in March, and still half the school remains online. I thought the effects of coronavirus were going to last a month or two, but now is nearing a year. I'm so excited for things to go back to normal sometime soon. Solomon, how has your year with COVID been?
My year with COVID has been rough. I'm a social person, and not being able to have that social connection has been difficult. BTVN's own Aaron Pryor produced a piece looking back at our year with COVID-19.
Speaking of COVID, there's growing news about the vaccine. Here's a piece from Genevieve about the effects of the vaccine.
I'm Aradhna Pandey. I'm a hospitalist, internal medicine, and I work at St. Joseph Medical Center, right next to the Barstow School. And I do see adult patients with the COVID-19. So I've been taking care of those patients since March onwards.
And I'm Dr. Vishal Pandey. I'm a neonatologist. I take care of tiny babies in the NICU. I work at the KU Medical Center, and I also work at Children's Mercy.
So, since we have been in the medical field, so we've been receiving influenza vaccine that most of us get it every year. So it is the same vaccine, like you sign up the paper, you get a card after you get the vaccine. So it is just because the vaccine card will be very important, but it's just the syringe, small needle, and it's just like a flu shot. Nothing different than that.
And the sign-up process is a little different because of the limited availability of the vaccine. The hospital sends you a link. You sign up based on the available dates. And then depending on Moderna or Pfizer, you sign up for the second dose 28 days after Moderna first shot or 21 days after the Pfizer first shot.
So I got the Pfizer vaccine.
And I got the Moderna vaccine.
So with the Pfizer, I just had with the first dose, I had a mild left arm pain where the site of the injection, minimal soreness, which went away in a few hours. After the second dose, maybe the soreness was a little bit more and a little bit chills. And we lasted maybe 24 hours for me. And the next day I was completely back to normal. So I was happy that my immune response is working. So felt pretty much the same way, the way I feel after the flu shot, especially after the first dose.
And for me, I had some chills after I've just received one dose of the Moderna vaccine. And I had pretty mild chills for 4-5 hours. And I typically get those chills with my flu shots too every year. So nothing very different from what I usually experience. This is an mRNA vaccine. The mRNA goes in there and produces those spike proteins rather than injecting the virus itself. It tells your body to produce those spike proteins against which the body develops antibodies, and the mRNA is destroyed.
I think the most important things some people were worried about, it goes into their DNA or in their genes. It is a messenger RNA, as he said, like it gets destroyed typically in the normal immunity process as well. So messenger RNA does not go inside the nucleus of your cell. So it does not go in the DNA. So it does not affect the genes at all. So it is a very new technology, and it's a very small part of the virus.
In the long run, it's scientifically, it should be a safe vaccine.
So I would certainly like to encourage people to get the vaccine. It is such a bad disease. Seeing those patients, I certainly feel even with the milder disease and taking the long-term complication, it is a bad disease. Certainly ask people who are, especially the patients who are not sure whether they should get it or not. They should certainly should not hesitate to talk to their doctors. They can provide them more information about the vaccine, and if most of the people get it, then we have more herd immunity. Then we will be able to get back to the normal life sooner than later. So, getting this vaccine will help you prevent getting too sick to be hospitalized, and you don't want that. So 95% efficacy is pretty good, and I would certainly say go get it if you get a chance.
After a couple of days, we caught up with the Pandies, and they shared their final thoughts on the vaccine.
So now an update. So I got my second shot, and yes, I have to admit that this was much more intense than the side effects that I experienced in the first shot. In the first one, I just felt a little bit of chills and was a little bit of tired. But in this one, I really had chills and rigors and low-grade fever, body aches, joint pains, and I was down for at least 48 hours. I could still function with a little bit of Tylenol, but definitely much more intense than what I'd experienced. But having seen a lot of mothers with COVID and having described the first case of a baby getting affected because of the disease in mom and getting very sick, I would still recommend this, and especially for the kids and the vulnerable population. It is okay to have this inconvenience for 24 to 48 hours if it prevents you from going to the hospital, getting admitted, and even in the high risk population, even at risk of death.
And coming back to me, so I got Pfizer shot. After the first dose, I barely had like a arm soreness. With the second dose, I got more soreness at the site of the shot. I felt a little bit fatigued and tired, but it didn't last more than 24 hours. I was able to go back to work. I mean, I did not have to take the day off also. I was working all throughout during the time I got the vaccine. So certainly I would recommend, after getting the vaccine and knowing the fact that it is a 95% efficacious, I feel less stressed during rounding on my patients in the hospital nowadays compared to what it was before, because I have seen people dying from the COVID in the hospital. I see so many people still in the on ventilator who are affected from the COVID. I've seen the worst of the COVID. And we have seen so many deaths, and so I would certainly want to prevent all those deaths if I could. And if vaccine and masking is the way to go, I would certainly go for it.
Thanks for those very informative pieces. In more news, the groundhog saw its shadow, so that means there are 6 more weeks in winter. Since our chief meteorologist, Liddy Scorado, is in the basketball bubble, let's send it outside to Amara, who is standing by with an update on the current weather conditions.
Hello Barstow, I'm Amara Patel, and you gotta love the weather in the Midwest. Yesterday was 60, and today it's freezing. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Amara. Big congrats to Miss Sarah Tulp and her new family on their new baby, Luke Charles Tulp. He was born on January 31st and weighed 7 pounds and 2 ounces. We are also very excited for you.
Congrats to Connor Ament, selected to the Sonic Shootout All-Tournament team after the Knights' 55-36 win over Pleasant Hill. Both the boys and the girls have games tonight and tomorrow. BTVN will be on hand to live stream both of those games.
Good luck to our Barstow basketball teams. And I don't know about you, but I can't wait until Sunday so I can watch our Chiefs run it back with another Super Bowl win. And finally, remember that tomorrow, Friday, February 5th, is third quarter midterm, which means it is the last day to drop a course. Have a great weekend, Barstow, and thanks for watching. I'm Solomon Holmes.
And I've been Jordy. Have a great Thursday, Barstow, and go Chiefs!